Hey, you feel like you're not where you're supposed to be, and that's okay. Hey gang, it's Rob, the owner of Master IT, an online training platform that has amassed more than $1 million in revenue. So today, we're going to talk about not feeling well, not feeling like you're where you need to be, right? So let me take this out. So I've been successful in my journey. And about a week ago, I sat back and was like, damn, I should be further along than I am. Just with the amount of work that I put in, the amount of sacrifice that I have had to endure, the things that I've had to put up with, is like, man, I should be, a millionaire. I should have millions of dollars in the bank. So that's a small little gem there. So by the end of my run, I'm gonna have hundreds of millions of dollars in revenue. But as of right now, I've amassed $1 million in revenue. So whenever you go to a coach, whenever you're doing business with people, whenever you're talking to people, make sure that you understand the difference between net and gross, right? So I've grossed $1 million, but I'm not a millionaire, because you smart guys and girls already know that when running a business, you don't keep all the damn money. You got employees, you got taxes, you got software that you have to use, so on and so forth, right? So why the hell did I just say that? Oh, that was just a side note. Anyway, I was just feeling like, damn, why am I not a millionaire yet, right? So I've been a full-time entrepreneur, solo dolo, no other streams of income, no job since 2018. So I've been rocking out for a little over 4 years. And I'm grateful for what I've been able to achieve in those 4 years. But it still seems like, damn, why am I not further along, right? Because I'm gonna be honest, I'm 4 years in. I'm working less than what I was working, previous years. Because previous years, I was literally working 7 days a week, probably 12 to 14 hours a day. So now I'm working pretty much 5-6 days a week, maybe 8 to 10 hours a day, right? And as I build out my business, as I build out the infrastructure, as I dial in systems, so on and so forth, I'll be able to step back even further. But I was just feeling like, damn, why am I not further along? And, I was a little bit like, almost kind of like ready to be like, man, this is some bullshit. Why am I doing this? It just seems like I'm on a treadmill instead of being, in the field, running, making progression, just on the same little hamster wheel, just running around, and not getting to where I need to get to. And what made me get reignited, what made me get remotivated, if that's not a word, forgive me, this isn't a fucking English class. What made me get back in the game, right, is I thought about where I came from. I literally built this company, and you literally built whatever you're building from nothing. You understand? You built your business, your service, whatever you're doing, whether if it's something that's making millions of dollars or something that's, making you $400 or $500 a month as a side hustle. You built that from nothing. You understand? That came from an idea. Do you understand the power of that? Something that was in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. Something that was in your mind, other people are talking about it. Other people are supporting an idea that you had, right? So just for me, I thought about that. Like, I came from nothing. And me, I completely jumped out the window. I quit my job cold turkey, pretty much with no plan, really, just other than I got to get the hell out this job. So I quit. And then, because I knew that, I had a certain skill set. I knew that I could educate people. I knew that the job that I was doing for somebody else, I could do it for myself. What I did not know is how difficult it was going to be. And I'm glad I didn't know, because if I did know, I wouldn't have did it. If I'd have known that, I wasn't gonna get any support for months. I wasn't gonna make any money for months. I probably wouldn't have done that. Only saving grace that I had was that I had some savings, right? So right now, if you are successful, if you do have a business that's making money, that's generating revenue, be grateful. Work hard, do what you got to do, but also be grateful. Do you know how much of a blessing it is? Do you know how just great it is that something that you thought about, something that you created is something that's able to feed your family, something that's going to give you a little bit of extra money to pay your car note, to pay a cell phone bill. It's amazing. The main thing is this. You don't want to give up, right? You don't want to give up right before the stuff is about to pop. So one of the things that kind of made me, kind of change my perspective was books, right? I'm always reading. And another thing is, somebody will watch a movie 100 times, but read a book one time and think that it's over with. Man, almost every book that I have, I go back 3, 4, some books I've read 10, 15 times over and over and over again. And every time I read it, I'm like, damn, how did I miss that the last time? Damn, how did I not get that? And one of the books that I'm reading, does not matter how you feel about this guy personally, is the 10X rule. I heard it or read it before. And now I'm listening to the audio version. It's the 10X rule by Grant Cardone. So if you don't know who Grant Cardone is, Google it and figure it out. But the 10X rule, simply put, if you don't want to buy the book, is basically whatever you're doing now, you need to 10X it, right? Because believe it or not, the last time that I tried this, everything pretty much went damn near, not necessarily 10X, but it was at least double of what I was doing. So if you posting once on social media, post 3 or 4 times. If you posting once a month, post 4 times. Whatever you got to do more. And this time I'm actually going to implement literally 10X. Whatever I'm doing, I'm going to do 10 times that just to see what the results are, just to see, okay, how much work do I have to really put in to win? How much work do I have to put in to get to my goals? Because I have a deadline for myself. By the time I am 40 years old, I need to have a certain net worth, right? It's 10 million, right? $10 million, right? So I want to have $10 million in net worth. And I know that I'm going to have to go a lot harder and not waste any time and not have any hiccups, or not necessarily have hiccups, but not have any distractions. So that's one of the things I would recommend is the 10X rule, right? Because by the time I'm 40, if certain things haven't happened, I'm going to pivot anyway, probably, and do other things. But that is one of my goals. Oh, another thing is, and I'm going to make another video about this. Also, I'm glad that I'm making this video for you guys right now, is diversifying yourself. Because right now I am not diversified, right? This channel, this business is the first time that I really diversified for real and did multiple things at once. Because for a long time, it was just Master IT. I was doing training for people. I was doing training for businesses, doing training for individuals, doing coaching for people that want to get into IT. And now I'm about to pretty much create the same systems, same processes, same everything to make this business pop. And I was kind of forced into this because a lot of my peers or people that were in business were kind of like, man, do you do coaching? Can I get on a call? Can we talk? Blah, blah. And it just makes me feel good, telling people and pouring into people about things that kind of I didn't know, or things that are like, hey man, don't try this. And then a lot of times it's weird. If you have a business, like I said, we can get on a call, we can figure it out. But the same thing that helps me is what I do for other people. A lot of times when you're running a business, when it's your baby, when you love it, you just can't see certain flaws. You can't see certain things. You don't want to try certain things, so on and so forth. But a lot of times somebody can come in and just look, and within 5 minutes, hey man, I would try this and that, and just small little tweaks that will help you out. Another thing that I do for my team and anybody that I know, coaching class, so on and so forth, is actually set them up with a structure, like a team, pretty much sign them a team. Hey, I'm gonna get you a guy for this and a guy for that, blah, 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 and set up interviews and everything just to make your life easier. Because that's another thing, is you want to try and reclaim as much of your time as possible, because when you grind and when you're young, especially if you're in your 20s and shit like that, you just think, oh, work, 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 work. But eventually you're going to come to a point like, hey, man, I don't want to fucking be working 14, 16 hours a day. Ain't got time for my family. Ain't got time for other things. Another thing is, if you're older than that, or if you got a family, you have a season, right? You have to grind. But eventually you have to work your family in there some way, or you're going to lose them, right? So you got to fucking take time for them. Even though at first, I'm going to say that for another video, how to balance business and family. But if you feel like you're not where you need to be at, keep on doing what you need to do. I'm proud of you. You should be proud of yourself for even trying to do this shit. Building a business is one of the most difficult things I've ever done. Almost once or twice a week, I feel like, man, I don't know if I know what the fuck I'm doing, right? I don't know if I'm in the right place. Is this the right thing? But I keep on going, keep on getting up, keep on grinding. And I advise you to do the same. I'm going to see you guys in the next video.